In the heart of a quiet city, life seemed peaceful. But beneath the surface, a dark shadow lurked. People began disappearing, one by one, without any trace. No signs of struggle, no fingerprints, nothing. Our story begins with a young woman walking alone on a dimly lit street. The tall buildings cast long shadows around her, and the wet pavement glistened under the dim glow of the streetlights. It was late at night, too late for anyone to be walking these deserted streets, or so you'd think. But she was on her way home from a late shift at the cafe, and the thought of a warm bed and a steaming cup of tea kept her going. But tonight, the streets are emptier than usual, almost eerily silent. The wind whispers through the gaps in the buildings, carrying with it the scent of rain and distant sirens. As she walks, the sound of her own footsteps echoes around her, each step a drumbeat in the silence. Suddenly, a car door slams shut. She stops, her head snapping in the direction of the noise. Two men emerge from the car, their faces hidden in the shadows of their hoodies. They start walking towards her, their steps slow and deliberate. She tries to ignore them, assuming they're just heading home from a night out. But their heavy footsteps get closer, their shadows growing longer and darker. She quickens her pace, her heart beating faster now, the sound of her own breathing echoing in her ears. She can feel their eyes on her, and a chill runs down her spine. Just then, one of the men steps out from the darkness, blocking her path. She stops, her eyes wide with fear. The man leans in close, his voice a low growl. "Where are you going?" he asks, and she takes a step back, her eyes darting around for an escape, but there is none. The second man steps into view, cutting off her escape. She's trapped. She screams, but her voice is lost in the cavernous space between the buildings. And then, everything goes black. In the morning, the police find her phone lying on the ground, its screen cracked. There are no signs of a struggle, no witnesses, no leads. The killer has vanished into thin air, leaving behind only a haunting silence. Weeks turn into months, and more victims disappear, each vanishing act more terrifying than the last. Panic spreads like wildfire through the city. Mothers clutch their children close, refusing to let them out of their sight. Fathers walk their daughters home from school, their grip tight on their shoulders. Lovers huddle together, finding comfort in being close. The killer lurks nearby, always watching and waiting, and when his prey is alone, he strikes. The detectives pore over the scant clues, searching for a connection, a motive, anything to lead them to their quarry. They work day and night, fueled by coffee and the grim determination to catch a killer who seems to be one step ahead of them at all times. One evening, as the sun sets, casting long shadows across the city, a detective stands on a street corner. He looks around at the deserted street, at the darkened windows of the buildings opposite him. This is where one of the victims disappeared. He runs a hand through his tired eyes, trying to shake off the fatigue that has become his constant companion. He's been at this for months, chasing shadows and catching nothing but disappointment. As he turns to leave, his eyes catch a glint of light on a nearby wall. He walks over and shines his flashlight on the wall. Etched into the darkness is a small symbol, almost invisible to the naked eye. The detective runs his fingers over the symbol, feeling its rough edges against his skin. He takes a picture, his heart pounding with a sudden surge of adrenaline. Could this be the key? Could this symbol lead them to the killer? Two answers. Or is it just another dead end in their long and winding investigation? The shadow continues to elude the police, but his presence is felt everywhere. In the terrified whispers of the citizens, in the rustling leaves that sound like his footsteps to the wind. Blowing his name, the killer remains a mystery, a chilling reminder that sometimes evil hides in the shadows, waiting, watching, and striking when we least expect it.